Hello students, welcome back to the class, and today myself Aisha I am going to continue the lesson The Eyes Are Not Here, which is written by Ruskin Bond, a famous Indian English writer. So in this chapter we came to know that in the train, in one of the compartment, a man was sitting who was totally blind, but he was not ready to show that he was blind. So at that time what happens, when the train stands at some distance in one of the station, a girl enters. He listens for the those words which were spoken by the maybe the parents of the girl here. They were speaking to her that she must be very careful. She should not speak. You should not speak for the strangers. In this way, they were guiding for the girl here. When the girl came and sat on the seat, at that time when the train set off, the man who was sitting in one of the corner began to speak for the girl here. So at that time he begins to ask her that he want to know about the girl, but he was not interested in show what was the disability in him. That person he had listened to the voice of the slippers, and also the sound when she was speaking for the parents, or whatever maybe the guardians who had come her to leave her. So what he does, already I told for you, he began to speak in a very neat manner, and also he says that I am sitting in the dark place, so you may have not seen me. And also he says that people who are not having good eyesight, they are unable to see, that's different point. But in today the condition is so that he is speaking for the girl and saying, today the condition is so that people with good eyesight are also unable to see whatever is going on by their sides. At that time the girl says that she had not seen him. He also says, no, I too have not seen you, but I heard you come in. Until here I had explained you. In the seventh paragraph, it is said that I wondered if I would be able to prevent her from discovering that I was blind. I thought, provided I keep to my seat, it should not be too difficult. See, he is saying that, oh, the girl has not understood that I'm a blind man. She I thought means the man who was sitting, I mean here the writer itself. So here Ruskin Bond is showing as if he is a blind man. In that way he has written the story here. The girl said, I am getting down at Shahranpur. My aunt is meeting me there. And when this person began to speak more and more for all the questions that was asked by that man, the girl was giving the answers. But too, she was remembering that whatever her guardians or parents had told, that you should not speak for the strangers, they had alerted the girl here. So by remembering those things, the girl says that I am getting down at Shahranpur. She is saying that I am going. So further Shahranpur station is coming, and there I am getting down. There also my aunt is coming there to take me. She is explaining in this manner. Then I had better to not to be too familiar. I said, aunts are usually formidable creatures. Means he is thinking, no, the girl, she will set off from here, she will go down at Shahranpur. If aunt is coming, she will take off, she won't allow her to speak with me. In this way he is having a number of questions, and so he is saying that aunts are usually formidable creatures. Again the girl asked here, where are you going? She asked. This person asked before only. At that time, now she also said that she is going down at Shahranpur. And now the girl is asking for this young gentleman, where are you going? Where are you going? She is asking the question here. The man replies, to Dehra and then to Mussoorie. Because she is also on the way to Dehra, no? In the same way, he is answering, I am going to Dehra at first, and later from there I'm going to Mussoorie. Oh, how lucky you are! I wish I were going to Mussoorie. I love the hills, especially in October. See, when she hears the name of Mussoorie, she was very much excited about that. She is saying, "Oh, how lucky you are!" As if she has, by this sentence, we come to know that this is an exclamatory sentence. Okay. See, oh, how lucky you are. Astonished exclamation is made here. And the sentence is ending with exclamatory mark. And so this is a exclamatory sentence. And the girl is saying that, how lucky you are. You are a very lucky man. Why she is saying like this? Because I wish I were going to Mussoorie. See, where I am going, where the girl is going, she is saying that she is going down at Shahranpur. She is thinking that if I was going to Mussoorie, because I love the hills, especially in October. See, now the man and that girl, they are traveling in the month of, by this we understand that they are in between September and October only. So the girl is saying that the hills there in Mussoorie during the time of October, the scene is very good. I love that place very much. So instead of you, if I was going, I love it very much. But bad luck, she is saying that I'm not going there today. You are the most luckiest man. In this way, she is praising the beauty of Mussoorie. Yes, this is the best time, I said, calling on my memories. See, on my memories means going back whatever before had happened in his life. Yes, he is saying that, yes, this is the very best time. And he remembers the old days which had passed. He is saying the hills are covered with wild dahlias, the sun is delicious, and at night you can sit in front of a log fire and listen to some music. Many of the tourists have gone, and the roads are quiet and almost deserted. Yes, October is the best time. See, this fellow, though he is a blind man, how he is explaining the things here. He is saying for because he thinks that the girl has not identified me as a blind man. So what is he saying? He is going back in his memories in the old days, past days, and he is saying that yes, during this time the hills are covered with wild dahlias. Wild dahlias. What is the meaning of wild dahlias? You may be knowing here. They are the yellow flowers here. And also he is saying that the sun is very delicious, means bright sun rays are touching to the ground. And at night, because it is cold during the night, and at night you can sit in front of a log fire and listen to some music. Why people are going for Mussoorie? Just to enjoy the season there, just to enjoy the climatic condition that is observed there. So he is saying that yes, you can sit in front of a log of fire. Log means pieces of wood, they are kept and fire is set. You can sit there in front of the fire, log fire, and you can listen to some music. Many of the tourists have gone already. Many people have attended this place and they have left it. And the roads are quiet and almost deserted. Deserted means no one is there here. Many of the people, many of the tourists, they have attended and they have returned back to the places. Now the roads are quiet and almost deserted. Means quiet means everything is silent here. Calm and cool environment is there, and it is almost deserted. Mean to say that not so many crowd is not there. Desert, especially in desert, we cannot see even small birds also. In the same, mean to say here that deserted, the meaning of the sentence here states that it is cool and calm. There is no crowd. It is quite silent. Yes, October is the best time. And further he says that Yes, October is the very good time to go from here. She was silent, and I wondered if my words had touched her or whether she thought me a romantic fool. Then I made a mistake. What's it like? I asked. She seemed to find nothing strange in the question. Had she noticed already that I could not see? But her next question removed my doubts. When he was explaining all these things about Masuri's beauty, as he was describing the beauty, about the roads, about the people, about the tourists, many things he was explaining. During that time, the girl remained silent. She was not speaking in the middle. She was totally silent. When she was totally silent, this man who was explaining, the writer here, he wonders whether his words had touched her. That is she involved in the beauty of Masuri? Or whether she thought me a romantic fool? Then I made a mistake. What's it like? I asked. In a confusing manner, what the writer does here? He asks a question. That question was by mistake. Suddenly he asked. It was a mistake done by him. But that girl did not understood it. Why? Because she seemed to find nothing strange in the question. Because when he what's it like, how maybe that in a doubtful manner this man was asking the question, no? For this question did not seem strange for the man. Why? For the girl, had she noticed already? Means whatever this fellow was explaining, was it real? Because is there a match between those words and about her thinking? The man began to think like this. Noticed already that I could not see. Had she noticed already that I could not see? What ba? I'm explaining so much. I'm not showing my disability. I'm not saying that I'm a blind man. Whether she had noticed me, whether she had noticed my eyes, and whether she had come to know that I am a blind man and thought me as a fool. But what happened? Suddenly she asked a question, and that question, it removed all the doubts of the author here. What she asked? Why don't you look out of the window? She asked. See, though he was, by this we understand that the man was sitting by the side of the window. Am I right? So he was not seeing outside at that time. He was just sitting simply, seeing in front. Maybe he may be seeing in the front, and he was just going on telling. So the girl is asking the question, why don't you look out of the window? She asked. See what she is asking the question. Why so beautiful outside environment is there? A number of trees are there. Why are you not seeing outside? She asked a question, and this question removed all the doubts of the author here. And what this fellow did? What he did? Now also is not ready to say that he is a blind man. I moved easily along the berth and felt for the window ledge. See what he does? He was sitting on one of the seat. What he does? Slowly. What he does? Along the breath, slowly and easily. What he did? He moved slowly from the place. And what he did? He was just touching the window ledge, and he came to know that he was just by the side of the window. The window was open. What he did? How did he understand this? Yes, he may have kept his hand and may have observed. So he is saying that the window was open and I faced it. Because the girl was saying, no, why are you not looking out of the window? For this, what this fellow did, he saw that the window was open and he faced to the window. Once again, now he became what? Still alert, making a pretense of studying the landscape. I heard the panting of the engine, the rumble of the wheels, and in my mind's eye, I could see the telegraph post flashing by. See what he is explaining. As he went and sat by the side of the window, what happened? He began to hear the panting of the engine. The train was moving on, the sound of the engine was panting, the rumble of the wheels. Yes, the wheels were going round and round. The rumble of the wheels, he began to listen. This, he was listening, he was not observing. because he is a totally blind man. And now he was listening very clearly because the window was open and he was sitting just peeping through the window. And in my mind's eye, that is in the imagination, mind's I mean in the imagination, I could see the telegraph post flashing by. Just he was imagining that the telegraph post was flashing there. Have you noticed? I ventured. See, once again, after going and sitting there facing through the window outside, he was observing, and sitting there, what this fellow is doing is asking a question once again. Have you noticed? I ventured that the trees seem to be moving while we seem to be standing still. See, he is saying that. Have you observed? Yes, he is asking for the girl. Have you ever observed? I ventured. I asked. What? That the trees seem to be moving while we seem to be standing still. See, have you ever observed? Have you seen this scenery? That when we are sitting inside, it's when we see outside, how is it looking? As if the trees are moving and we are standing. But the thing happens so that we will be moving in the train, but the trees are standing. The opposite we seem to know. That always happens, she said. Do you see any animals? See, what type of questions? What silly question you are asking? Small children also can understand this. It always happens. Not now, it always happens, she said. Do you see any animals? Are there any animals? Hardly animals left in the forest near Dehra. She is saying that very some animals are left here. And so I could see very few animals here. Hardly means very few animals left in the forest because all the animals are being made to run away from the forest because man is acquiring. Why today we are observing that we are losing the forest? Because man is acquiring places, he is cutting down the forest, he is entering into the forest. Because of things, what is happening? Animals are moving from that place, and because animals are moving from the place, we are losing a large number of animals also. And so this fellow also says, the author here also says that hardly some animals are left in the forest near Dehra. I turned from the window and faced the girl, and for a while we sat in silence. See, once again, because she asked the question about animals, she asked the question about animals. So what this fellow did, he said that very rare animals have been left in the forest near Dehra. And once again she may ask another one question. So what he did, he turned from the window and faced the girl, and for a while both of them sat in silence. Neither one of them was speaking here. You have an interesting face, I remarked. I was becoming quite daring, but it was a safe remark. Few girls can resist a flattery. She laughed pleasantly, a clear, ringing laugh. It's nice to be told I have an interesting face. I'm tired of people telling me I have a pretty face. See, this fellow, just in an imagination, by the sound of her slippers and by her speaking, imagines that she is having a very beautiful face. What this fellow does, he starts praising her beauty. Especially people start when they have some work with others, or they want to hide their disability, they start praising the people in front of them. In the same way here also, this fellow, what is he doing? He begins to praise the beauty of the lady, as if he is observing each and everything. You have to remember the point that this fellow, the author here, is totally blind man. Just in an imagination, by imagining the things he was speaking here, what is he doing? He is saying that you are having a very interesting face. Your face is very beautiful. And for this, what the girl does, she laughs pleasantly, very calmly, a good smile upon her face, and also a ringing laugh was once again heard by the author here. She explains that I'm tired of people telling me I have a pretty face, because many people are saying me that I am having an interesting face. Many people say for me that I have interesting face, I have a good face. I am tired of people telling me I have a pretty face, beautiful face. She was very beautiful. Many of the people were praising her beauty, and today this author who was totally blind, just in an imagination he says those words. Oh, so you do have a pretty face, thought I. And aloud I said, well, and interesting face can also be pretty. So, in this way, what happens? The conversation once again goes further, and once again, the friendship is going ahead here. Okay, students, let us see in the next class what is happening about the author who was blind and the girl who has entered into the compartment, who is going down at Shahranpur, where her aunt is coming. Still they are on the way to the on the way, and they are now explaining about Dehra as well as Masuri. You have to remember here that the girl was asking questions, and for the questions the author was giving the answers as if he is having a very good eyesight, though he is a blind man. Let us see in the next class further of the chapter.